guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make these super cute little picnic gnomes. They got little tails, little ears, and little chickens. If you want to know how to make them, stick around. I'll show you how. And if you want to be inspired by a lot of good talented people, join our Facebook group. The link's below. Thanks for watching. Okay, for this gnome, you're going to need a pattern, and it's in the description below. Just download it. You're going to need some faux fur, some pipe cleaner, some sticks. You're going to need some cork, a styrofoam cone. You're going to need some fabric for the picnic table, the ear insert, the body of the gnome, and then for the regular ear itself. And I put the description of what I got on those. Some shoes, some weighted beads, a hat. Some decorations for the hat, a little chicken, a couple of beads for his hand, a bead for his nose, a cottontail, some strings, some batting. And then I got this glue gun sent to me, and they wanted me to do a review on it. So I'm going to use it today during the video, and then we'll do a review at the end. All right, let's get started. Okay, first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut our foam 2 inches up. We're just going to cut it off with a knife. And we're going to use this for the body. We're going to take our tape measure, and we're going to measure 1.5 inches apart and make a little dot so we know 1.5 inches. Then we're going to take our tape measure, and we're going to measure down 3/8 inches from the bottom, and we're going to put a dot just below that, and that's where we're going to stick the sticks in for his legs. Okay, now we're going to take the sticks, and we're going to stick them in the bottom holes and just push them all the way in. And then we're going to have to take them out and figure out where our cork is so that we get it all the way to the cork flush with the styrofoam cone. And just go ahead and drill holes into your cork so you can put the stick through it. And then we're going to stick them back in just to make sure that they're flush with the body. And they're in there good. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to cover our legs. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and seam up one side so we have a nice seam down the back of his leg. We're just going to fold it over. And make sure when you cut it, if you want the stripe to be like that down his leg, make sure you cut it right. Otherwise, the stripe will be around his leg. I had to go back and recut my fabric. So we're going to just take the glue gun, and we're going to glue the cork to the leg, and we're going to roll it up to the part that we just seamed up. So we have the leg seam in the back of his leg. And then we're going to do that for both of those. Just glue it in there and roll it up. A lot of glue, just a little bit of glue just to get it rolled up, and then add a little bit more glue towards the end of it. Okay, after we do that, we're going to go ahead and cut some slits at the top. And I cut it, actually, you're going to probably trim it off a little bit because you need to get close to the edge as you can. I made this a little bit long. And you'll see that I'm going to have to cut it a little bit shorter because we want those to turn into the cork and be flush with the cork so that when we put it in the body, you don't see it. So I probably had to go back in there and trim about a 1/2 inch off. And then I just took some glue, and I'm going to just glue it in straight in till it's flush. Just put a little glue around the edge and then push it all the way in till it's flush. You want to make sure it's flush so that when you stick it into the leg of the styrofoam, you can't see any excess fabric. And we're going to do the same thing for both sides. We're just going to add a little glue in the middle and fold it all in so it's flush. Alright, and while that dries, we're going to go ahead and build the body. And we're going to take the body on the 14-inch side, and we're going to fold it over, and we're going to hem it up. We're going to do 2 layers of fabric on this because we're going to add some beads, and we don't want them to be seen. We don't want any rough areas where you can see the beads through the fabric, so we're going to go ahead and do 2 layers of fabric. We're just going to fold that over, and we're going to glue that seam down the side shut. Then we're going to take our styrofoam, and we're going to measure in the middle and place the part where you poke the holes face down because we want the seam of the body to be in the back. So just put glue all along the edge of there. and we're going to roll it over and make sure the side that you made the seam is the top side. So we have a nice clean edge. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to go ahead and glue the rest of the side down. Just put your hand in there and put some glue in there, and then we can turn it over and we can press it shut. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and add our weighted beads. I added about maybe a third of a cup in there. Not a lot, just a little bit to give it a little bit of weight. And then we're going to go ahead and add stuffing to stuff it on up. And I'll show you about how long I made mine. You don't want it too tall, just kind of average, about like that. And we're going to tie it up with a string. Actually, we're going to start with a rubber band. That made it easier. And then we're going to tie it up with our string. Just tie it both sides, good knot. We don't want those beads coming out, and then trim that off. All right, then the holes that we poked with the styrofoam, into the styrofoam, you're just going to cut a hole into those, and that's where we're going to put our legs in. You can feel them from the front, just cut through both layers, then push both feet in. And turn your seam to the back so that you have your seam for the back of the leg in the back. We're going to take his shoes and go ahead and try them on. Make sure that he's level before we glue his sticks in. Just in case we have to do some kind of bending adjustment at this time, you can. You might have to, push it up or down in that styrofoam, but it'll move. And get his leg all the way to the bottom of the shoe. And we're just going to tie them up. I didn't glue mine in at this point because if I do want to change a shoe or rearrange a shoe later, I can. But if you want to glue it in, go ahead and glue it in. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and add glue to the body and the sticks. Just put glue all the way around the edge there. And then push that right into the body. Make sure you got your lefts and rights on the right side. Double check your shoes before you glue it in. Then we're going to hold it until it dries. And then we're going to do the same thing for the other side. Just put glue right inside there. Glue all the way around the top. And then push that right into there. And make sure it's straight up or however you want his shoes. You can change his shoes later. Like I said, I didn't glue mine in. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and do his arms. We're going to take the fabric and we're going to put a seam down one side. And fold that over. Then we're going to put a seam down at the bottom so that where his hands are, it's a finished off edge. And we're going to do that to both of them. And I forgot to tell you, you need pipe cleaner for these. I only had 2 pipe cleaners shown. And we need pipe cleaner for his arms as well. Because we're going to use them for his ears and his arms. Just fold those over. And this is where we're going to glue the bottom of his arm up. That way you have a real nice edge where his hand is. Then we're going to take our pipe cleaner and we're going to put it probably about 1/4 of an inch down so we still have room for the hand. And we're just going to roll it up. We're not going to roll it up real tight. Just kind of roll it up, and then we're going to put the hand in there, see how it goes, and we're going to glue it shut. Just making sure that the hand will fit in there before you glue the side shut. And then we're gluing the hand in. Just put the little bead right in there. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing for the other side. We're just going to glue our pipe cleaner in there. Leave a little room for the hand. And roll it up. Just kind of look at them, make sure that you got them about equal before you glue that little bead in and glue the side down. Okay, and then after those dry, we're going to go ahead and attach them to the body. We're going to make like a 90 and a 90 bend so we can come up over the top of his body and down the side so his hands are flush with his body. We're going to do that to both sides. And then we're going to take a rubber band, wrap it around the top after you make sure they're even. And then we're going to tie it off with a string. These rubber bands are real handy to get them in place so that you can tie off with a string. Okay, they're pretty straight. Now we're going to go ahead and tie it off with a string. Tie it off tight so his hands won't get pulled out of there, and then clip it off. All right, and then we're going to attach the top part of his arm to his body on both sides. And then we're going to trim off the excess off the top. Probably so you have about maybe a 1/2 inch at the top sticking out. Okay, we're going to go ahead and fix his hat and his ears. You're going to use 2 big ears, and I use those out of the plush felt. And then we're going to use some inserts and some pipe cleaners. We're just going to glue right around the edges of those ears, leave room in the middle so we can add a pipe cleaner and push it down all the way around, and then just kind of make sure it's flush so you don't see any seams opened. That's what's good about this plush felt. It really is forgiving. Then just kind of pick the excess fur off of it, and we're going to do the same thing for the other side. Just make sure it's flush. Same thing with the inserts. We're going to go ahead and glue the inserts on. I just kind of halfway glue them on at first. And then I make sure I go all the way around them close to the edge. Because when you bend them, if you don't have it all the way to the edge, you'll be able to see a gap there. So I just take them and just kind of glue all the way around them real close to the edge without getting glue out of them, and gluing them down real well. Okay, then we're going to take our pipe cleaner, fold it in half. We're going to stick it up inside the ear. On both of those. Okay, then we're going to clip the ends off, leave about a 1/2 inch on both of them. And then we're going to take our hat, and we're going to take an X-Acto knife, and we're going to cut slits in it the same size as the ear itself, and we're going to come up through the bottom to attach those. Just hold it tight because you don't want that insert to pull through and pull off. We're going to come probably just up to the very tip of where the ear is on both of those. Pull it on up through there, and then we're going to go ahead and just glue them down. Get your ears how you want them. Make sure that they're straight. And then we're just going to glue both sides of that down so those ears won't come out. And you can use this pattern for a lot of things. It doesn't have to be a rabbit. You can make a farmer out of it if it's after Easter. Okay, now we're going to put that aside, and we're going to go ahead and build his beard. We're just going to take the pattern. We're going to cut only the back side of the fabric only, and not through the beard itself. And we're going to trim all the way around that beard. Then we're going to pull off the excess fur off of it. Get it all cleaned up. And then we're going to attach it to our gnome. We're going to attach it right at the top, and we're going to stick it up under his arms. Make sure when you glue it in, you pull his arms up and stick it under. His arms were glued down, but you can get the bottom part of his arm lifted up. And just stick it up underneath there on both sides. Alright, we're going to go ahead and attach his beard to his body. Just put a little bit of glue there, and then just press it down and hold it down. Alright, we're going to figure out where we want his nose, and then we're going to glue his nose on. Test fit his hat before you glue his nose on, just in case your pattern's not exactly the same or your hat's not exactly the same. Then we're going to go ahead and decorate our hat. You can use whatever kind of decorations you want. I got these at the Hobby Lobby in a pack, but you could put anything you want to on there. Then we're going to attach his bunny tail to the back. Just put a dollop of glue back there and attach his bunny tail. And then we're going to put his hat on him. We're going to glue the back part of the hat to his body. Push it down, hold it till it dries real good. And then we're going to attach a little bit to the top of his nose. And then we're going to actually go back in and attach a little bit of it to his arms on both sides. Just so it stays down. And then just pull his beard up a little bit towards the top part of the hat. And it'll cover up any of the opening that you got there. Alright, then we're going to take a little chicken and put it underneath his little arm. It's his little pet chicken. I didn't glue mine in. I just stuck it up underneath there. So if I decide to do something later, I can. And he looking cute? Alright, then we're going to put him aside and we're going to make our picnic blanket. We're just going to glue all the way around all four sides. Just to kind of clean up the edges, make it look like a real blanket. And then when we get done, we're just going to set him on top of it and put a little basket of carrots. If you like the video, hit like. If you want to see future videos like this, hit subscribe. And if you want to be notified when I have another video, hit the bell. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. If you want to see my review on the glue gun, stick around. It's going to be right at the end of the video. Okay, so honest review on the glue gun that Mom Vic sent me. When you get it, it comes in a box with glitter glue sticks, regular glue sticks. It comes with a stand and a glue gun. This is a pretty lightweight glue gun. It weighs 4.2 ounces. Things I do like about it, it heats up quick. It is a hot glue gun, and it is not as stringy as some of the other glue guns. I liked that it had a stand. The only problem is it will not stick to my wooden countertop very well or my mat. But when I use it on my kitchen counter, it does stick well. But it's not a game changer for me. I do like the fact that it has a stand. For the price point, it's about $20. I'd say for the money, it's a good glue gun. You'll probably see me use a lot in my videos. Thanks for watching.